Hi ClassX friends, this is ClassX Elitium Day 2023. Today is November 28th in this year that we have presented lots of new things, and this is an occasion where I would like to show you some of the new technologies that our engineers have added to our proprietary engine. So please note that behind me in this beautiful Gothic library, I have some tall windows that are somehow lighting up my own self, which is a 2D surface, because I'm the tracking video input, right? And so this is one of the new things that you will find if you update your Elitium in the next occasion that is comfortable to you. So you will get this new feature, plus the big news is the HDR rendering. So we can select now between SDR and HDR rendering of our GLTF objects. So, about the GLTF, as we have quite often said, we have the possibility to import GLTF objects inside CorelXR. CorelXR is an editing interface where we can add objects in a real 3D environment and furnish our virtual set as we would like it to be. So I have added this Elitium writing just behind me and an animated GLTF object, which is the planetarium of Galileo Galilei. And on my left-hand side, I have a Christmas tree rotating, if you will just show it. Yeah, just down the stairs over there. And on the other side of this gallery, you will find actually Galileo Galilei in his, as Michele called it, Instagram picture. So what we have in front of him is another animated GLTF object made to reconstruct a 1760 solar clock. And it is animated, as you can see. So right now I am inside this 3D environment in my green screen environment, and the camera that is capturing me is a Panasonic 160, and it is on a Technopoint column, which is on a Technopoint cart, which is on a Technopoint rail. So we can move this PTZ camera that would normally be a statically posed camera inside a quite nice range of movements, because we can also do parabolic movements. While the column goes up, the rail can go to left and right. So it will interpolate all movements in a beautiful way, so that we can actually appreciate the parallax effects of my real 3D environment that I am in. Okay, let's switch camera. So this was the Panasonic camera. Let's switch to the Canon camera that I have here. And the Canon camera is on a yet other device integrated by Technopoint for the 3D part. It is a Cartoni tripod, motorized, that can go up and down, and it will make a very similar effect, and is a entry-level way of adding movement and adding a grade of liberty to your PTZ camera. Okay, so we switched cameras, but now I would like to switch the background. So another template. Let's go right into the photogrammetry that I have prepared for you. So here in the photogrammetry, I have, let's say, reconstructed a city and grunge and graffiti wall environment, in which we also have, if my operator will trigger the button, we also have a car passing by, actually, with the moving wheels. And so you will see that the car is, okay, there we went. So it is in front of me, while all the rest of this photogrammetry is behind me. And I also placed a absolutely strange looking, maybe Victorian style living room into this 3D environment, just to show you that the bloom effect is very strong on objects that are in shade because they actually emit light. And so let's switch again. So please, camera, look at me. Let's switch to Canon and let's switch backgrounds because I would like to show you our little funny Christmas background. So here I am in it's obviously my favorite because I'm again in a cartoonish style environment where we can add, like I did here, my friend the snowman. So the snowman has its own animation. It's a GLTF object. It's casting a very actively produced dynamic shadow on the rest, which is this pumpkin house, this pumpkin Christmas house. And here now my operator switched to Panasonic. Panasonic is moving on its rail and showing, no, it's showing actually this, the whole environment around me. I'm somehow like as if I were on an island, again in a fantasy environment, in a cartoonish environment. Okay, but what if we want to predict the weather? So let's go into our weather forecast studio. Here I am in the weather forecast studio. And so this is a sort of virtual studio like we would expect it to be, right? But so let's say that I want to predict that it will be snowing tomorrow. So let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. We have snow coming in, and so since we have to show the bloom effect, the new effect, so we also added some bloom on each and every snowflake. So these snowflakes are one GLTF model that we just added. Same thing for the mountains. And what happens to my car when I wake up tomorrow morning? So how will I find the car to be? It will be completely covered in snow, and I will have a hard time to run the engine, I'm quite sure. Okay, let's go back to the basics of the virtual set, and then let's see what happens if it should rain and rumble. What should happen? What would happen if it rained and thunders would come and lightnings would come? So we have, oh gosh, this is really scary. We have the opportunity to show every type of animation that we just can think of. If we go back, I will show you also something funny that I have come up with regarding the rain. So what happens if it just rains without the lightnings? And notice the lightning bloom effect. So let's go back to the basics of my virtual set, and here we are. I am in my Dancing Umbrellas virtual set, where I will advise people to bring their umbrellas along tomorrow when they will go out. Okay, back to the basics. And what happens if tomorrow it were the first day, let's say, of autumn? What would happen if it were the first day of autumn? We should consider, obviously, that we will have our trees changing clothes, and so leaves will fall, and the tree will be set up in a nice colored fall and autumn colored dressing. And if I had some clean energy produced by aeolic energy, aeolic then I'd be also be able to talk about it in this moment. Okay, let's go back to the basics, the basic virtual set, where we don't have our tree any longer, but we will talk about the fact that tomorrow it will be windy, because now we're in autumn, and tomorrow it will be cloudy and windy. Okay, so Panasonic, now it's windy, and what happens when it's windy and we have clouds? In that case, all the fallen leaves will be whirling around. So notice how the leaves are whirling around behind and in front of me, because the virtual set is working in an environment where we have augmented reality and virtual set at the same time. And this applies to every camera movement and every camera that we can switch to and from. So now I'm using the two PDZ cameras. And the last one that I would like to show you is, let's go back to the basics of the virtual set. And so what happens if it were sunny? If it were sunny, then thanks to the bloom effect, I could show you a nice hot sun burning and shedding its light on us. And at the same point, I would also say, look, it's just a moment to buy some solar panels, and maybe the latest version, which also has the tilting effect, so it will do some sunflower effect going behind the sun that is just turning in our sky. So at that point, let's look at the augmented reality templates that we prepared for you, and also the other two cameras that we have brought. Okay, so let's go to the augmented reality part of our presentation of today. So I'm stepping out of my green environment just to show you that we also obviously can do augmented reality only with Elitium. So what do we have here? Now our operator has the easy tracked Sony camera, and we have a animated GLTF object that is going and showing us our favorite little Star Wars robot. But instead of something like this, I can also show you something like useful for sports. Let's look at the pitch branding that we can do. So there we are. I have brought a little carpet that is this fake grass carpet, and we can switch now between two cameras. We have the koala camera, the koala tracked camera, and we have the easy tracked camera. So we can do the pitch branding on any colored surface that is somehow a uniform color, and I'm just going up here, and now we are with the koala camera that is showing us a beautiful camera on crane movement, because we have koala and the second koala baby that is giving its 3D position. And at the same time, we are doing pitch branding with the video that we are getting from that camera. In the Easy Track camera, we have the operator holding the camera freely in his hands, and so we have the natural movements of a camera that is held directly by the operator. And we're doing the pitch branding on this video input. Okay, so I would like to now to say goodbye to everyone with the last augmented reality template, which is the Christmas tree, because I mean we are just around Christmas, and quite soon we will be in the Christmas time. But what we can do now is also pick up our little GLTF objects, because we can add a talent tracking to our tracker. In this case, we have the Easy Track tracking system with this talent tracker, and so I'm able to pick up a whole gift which is for you. And this gift is actually, who knows what it contains? I don't know. I'm just scared because I feel it rumbling. So what happens? Anyway, so thanks so much for watching until now, and watching all the camera switches and the camera movements that we did, and for actually having invested the time to look at the magic that Elitium can make with the tracking video inputs from any camera, from any tracking system, and in a neat and beautiful way. So thanks a lot, and Merry Christmas and happy holidays to everyone.